All right, so I get a lot of questions regarding taking action in the 3D, right? The one that I probably get the most is like, how do I respond to my friends when they ask me about a certain situation, like an SP or like money or like a job or whatever, friends, family, whatever it may be? How do I respond to them? Should I text my SP? Should I, apply for jobs even though I say I have one? Do I get government help with money if I decide that I'm rich? And all these questions are super valid because I used to get hung up on this stuff too, where I'm like, how do I like behave in the 3D and interact with a 3D world when I decided who I am and what my situation is? Like, if I say I'm with an SP, if I say I'm rich, like, how do I go about navigating through the 3D? And I'm gonna break this video up into two parts, not like physically two separate videos, but I mean like the first half I'm gonna talk about, well, you'll see. And then the second half, I'm going to talk about inspired action really quickly. I already have a video on it, but just to give you guys a quick refresher. So one thing I want you guys to keep in mind, and I always say this, it does not matter what you do, what you say in the 3D. What matters is who is doing it. All right, even when it comes to things like techniques, right? Or like any sort of action in the 3D. I always say, again, like, yeah, it doesn't matter what you're doing or what you're saying. It matters who is doing the thing. Which identity, which you is doing it. So for example, if your friends are asking, let's just say, like, I know a lot of people ask, like, what if my friends ask about my SP, right? And I'm manifesting them. Well, first of all, you already have your SP, right? You've decided that. In your 4D, which is your true reality, again, the 3D is just a reflection of the old you, right? Cannot tell you anything. It's like we're interacting with the mirror of us, right? Like, it really has no effect over us. It's cause and effect. The cause is a 4D, the effect is a 3D. Not the other way around. So that's why I always say it's not the action itself, is who's doing the action. Sorry, going back to what I was saying though. So if your friends are asking about your SP, okay, and you've made the decision, we're together right now, okay? Doesn't matter what I'm seeing, like, doesn't matter about the circumstances, doesn't matter about the thoughts and the feelings that are appearing within me, doesn't matter what the ego's trying to throw at me, right? Because the ego gets so loud. Like, when you say, I'm with an SP now, they're like, really? Because they said this to you, and they said that, and you guys are broken up, and blah, 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 whatever. But no, you selected the version of reality where you two are already together right now. So therefore, you are in that timeline right now. Everything is leading you to there. Okay, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So if your friends ask you about your SP, right, and you respond to them, you can say whatever the hell you want. You can say they're good and change the topic, because I find that that's what works for a lot of people. It's what works for me, like, but again, I don't give a fuck about what I say. Even if I say like whatever current circumstances, which is, again, we only have the now moment. So what are you accepting as a truth in the now moment? But you can literally talk about the complete opposite, guys. Like, the 3D ain't gonna hurt you. It's just a reflection of you, right? You can even tell your fucking friends, yeah, we broke up, but if you don't want further follow-up questions, that makes sense why you wouldn't say that. But even if you say we fucking broke up and they blocked my ass, you can say all that. But if you know your truth internally and you're like, no matter how my friends react to that information, no matter how much information they try to get out of me, no matter what thoughts and feelings come up by me telling them that, I still know my truth at the end of the day, then it doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter what you say. Internally, that internal knowing, you still know, yeah, we're together. I'm on the time when we're together. Everything's leading me to there. Everything is working out for me. No matter what my friends say, no matter what I do, everything's working out for me. Now let's do the job example, because I remember someone asking, like, what if I keep checking my email to see if a job has hired me, right? But I already know that I have the job. So I'm like, you check your email from the place of, I already know I have the job. I'm just looking to see what my start date is. You know, like, you make your own rules. Even if, let's just say, you want to reach out to the hiring manager, like, who is reaching out to the hiring manager? Is it the person who already knows they have the job, or is it the person who's checking for proof or validation from the 3D of, like, okay, when I hear from the hiring manager, then it'll make me feel better. I'm soothing the ego because I'm fully not in the knowing that I have this job already. Like, I gotta check the 3D. You know what I mean? Even texting the SP, that's a big one too. Now, with texting the SP, I always say, who is texting the SP? Just like I've been saying this, or like throughout this video. Who is texting the SP? Is it the person who knows that you're already together, so no matter how they respond, you don't give a shit, it won't take you out of your truth? Or again, is it the person who is still needing proof or validation from the 3D? Is it the person checking the 3D, not having full faith that it's done? Not having full faith that, you know, they're mine already. I'm in the timeline where we're together already. The person who's trying to manipulate the 3D to get some sort of, again, like, validation from the 3D. Well, if I hear from my SP, maybe if they hear from me, maybe if I can try to control the situation of the when and how, then perhaps it'll go this way. But because reality is only ever reflecting who you are, not what you do, then the outcome is going to reflect who you're being when you're doing that. So I always ask people, I'm like, you know, if you want to text an SP, that's totally fine, right? But ask yourself who's doing it. And I always say, if they don't respond favorably to you, all right, ask yourself this, especially with the SP, even with the job, whatever it may be. Even if like your friends ask you about a situation, if they respond to you in a way that's not favorable, or they ghost you, or I don't know, like you just don't hear back from them, or they leave you unread, are you going to allow that to take you out of your truth? Are you going to allow that to sway your decision back to this doesn't work? See, I knew it. Are you going to start describing your SP in an unfavorable way? More importantly, are you going to start describing you in an unfavorable way? Let's just say like the hiring manager got back to you and they're like, oh, sorry, we already hired someone else for the job. Are you going to take that as your truth? If your SP rejects you, are you going to take that as your truth? Or are you going to stick to the knowing of, no, you know what? Life is always going my way. Things are always working out for me. I'm in the timeline where I'm with that SP, where I have that job. So why do I give a shit about what they're showing me in the 3D? This is just a classic opposite moment. But no matter what I see, good, bad, ugly, opposite, no matter what, I'm still the person who this is true for. I know my truth. I don't let anything in the 3D sway me from that. So again, guys, very important note. Doesn't matter what you're doing in the 3D, it matters who is doing it, right? Again, even with affirmations, you can repeat the same words 10,000 times a day or any technique. You can visualize, but are you doing it from a place of, I'm doing this because I feel like I have to in order to possibly see something in the future? Or am I doing this because I know I already am this person and I'm experiencing whatever I'm telling myself or seeing in my head right now? Like that is true for me right now. I'm doing it as a reminder to myself to hype myself up, whatever it is. Now, super quick note on inspired action, okay? Inspired action is not forced action. It never is, all right? So if you ever hear me say inspired action or other coaches say inspired action, it's never like you manipulating the 3D or forcing it in order to see results, in order to kind of push things to move, because again, you already have it or you don't, right? So if you are pushing things in the 3D to move, you are saying, I don't have it right now. You won't feel the need to force anything if you already had something, right? Be loyal to your 4D, guys, okay? Be loyal to the truth that you've chosen your 4D, no matter what thoughts are popping up, no matter what feelings are popping up, no matter what the 3D is showing you. Eventually, all these things will only reflect you, okay? But again, you are beyond your thoughts. You are the observer of them. Let thoughts appear. Let them flow by. Again, I have so many videos on that, so I'm not going to get deeper into that. But with inspired action, this is what it is. It is when you say you are someone, when you decide you are someone, let's say you decide you're rich, or you decide you're your SP's person, okay? You decide that you two are together right now. You decide you have that job right now. You decide your body is exactly the way you want it to look right now, or whatever it is. You decide you're healthy right now. Everything you do out of that identity is inspired action. It is not something you are forcing yourself to do. It is literally every action that you take. And you don't even think about it. A lot of times with inspired action, you look back and you're like, oh wow, like doing that led me exactly where I need to be. That's why when I say I'm someone, guys, even if things look good, bad, or ugly, I know that things are leading me exactly where I need to be in the 3D no matter what. Because they are. Because I said I'm that person. Now I'm in the timeline where that thing is already true for me. I'm that version of me now. I'm experiencing that now. Now I'm just going to use an SP example, okay? Because again, 99% of my questions are SP ones, okay? So let's just say you decided my SP and I are together right now. You don't give a shit about the circumstances. You drop the old story. You're like, I know my truth now. I know how reality works. It can only reflect me, blah, 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 whatever, okay? Every move you make is the right move. Now, whether you decide to stay in, one day, and you're like, I don't really feel like going out, whatever. Whether it's you deciding to go to the grocery store at like 10 p.m. on a Tuesday, I always use that one. Whether it is you deciding to go on a walk at a certain time, whether it's you deciding to go on a drive at a certain time, whether it's you, deciding to freaking, go at the gym at a certain time. No matter what, do you see every single move you make? Scrolling on TikTok, talking to your friend, meeting up with a friend, whatever it is. Like every move you make is the right move. Every move is leading you to whatever it is that you selected in your mind. Your SP, for example. Let's even go back to the texting example, right, that I said in the beginning. Let's say you text them, right? You're doing it from the place of I already have it, it's done. So I don't give a rat's ass. I don't give a rat's toot about texting them. It's not for validation. It's just because I feel like this is the right move. Every move I make is the right move, right? Because I'm the person that already has it. So every move I make is the right move. You text your SP, let's say they ghost you or the response isn't what you thought it was. Well, because you're the person that had it, that was the right move to make. You text him is the right move always. Every move you make is the right move. Everything is leading you exactly where you need to be. So don't stress, Everything is inspired action. Perhaps that text was perhaps they ghosted you because you're like, you know what? Fuck. I can't handle talking to this person right now because they mean so much to me and I'm kind of freaked out. I just need some time. But it made me realize how much I love them, talking to them, whatever it is, okay? The human brain's very limited. I can't think of the infinite ways that things can unfold. But again, guys, remember, you have it now. Every move you make is the right move. It doesn't matter what you're doing, but rather who is doing it, all right?